Hi, this is Diane Lovetobake, and what we're going to make is actually a pumpkin nut skillet cake with butterscotch coating or topping on it. It's really a delicious and very quick and easy cake to make in your 10-inch skillet. Okay, so let's get started. First, we're going to start off with 3/4 of a cup, and that is 1½ sticks of your salted butter. I've had it at room temperature, and I did cut it up into small pieces because I think it's much quicker and easier to cream it. Now you can do this recipe with your hand mixer if you don't want to use your stand, but I find the stand is much quicker and faster for the video. So I'm going to break that butter up. Now, once you break that up and cream that smoothly, you're going to put 1½ cups of granulated sugar to the butter. Okay. The next thing that's going to go in, and I'm going to put one in at a time, beat one in at a time, are 3 eggs. Okay, and I've had them at room temperature, so we'll put one in and beat it in. Our second one. And our third. Just going to make sure that the sides of my mixing bowl are clean and get to the bottom, and it needs a little bit more beating. And I'm raising the speed again to move the video along. Okay, you're also going to be putting in vanilla, so you're going to need 1 teaspoon of vanilla and beat that in. Of course, you're going to need pumpkin. So what I have here is 3/4 of a cup of unsweetened pumpkin puree. I'm going to put that in and just beat that all in until it's nice and smooth. When this cake is baking, the whole kitchen smells so good with the pumpkin and cinnamon and other spices that we're going to put in. If you don't like pumpkin, you might not like this cake, but truly, if you try it, you're going to be tasting such a moist and delicate spice cake. You won't have that taste of that heavy pumpkin, if you know what I mean. So let's, I'm just going to raise my speed, warn you about the sound. To the sides here and to the bottom. Okay, now let's start working on our dry ingredients. You're going to need 1½ cups of all-purpose flour. Now, for many of us, if you are interested in making this particular cake with whole wheat flour, go ahead and use 1 cup of all-purpose and 1/2 cup, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Go with 1 cup of whole wheat and then 1/2 of all-purpose. This particular one I'm making right now is straight 1½ cups of all-purpose, but again, if you're interested in using the whole wheat and the all-purpose for the cake, I will have it in the directions underneath the video, okay? So I am putting in the 1½ cups all-purpose for this particular cake. Now, I'm also going to be putting in, of course, baking powder. So you're going to be using 1 teaspoon of baking powder. You're also going to be putting in 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Okay? And I'm going to just start stirring that a little bit here. You're going to be putting in cinnamon, and this is what's really going to give that nice taste and smell when you're baking this cake. You're going to be using a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, so put that into your dry ingredients. You're going to put a quarter of a teaspoon of nutmeg, which also just smells so nice when it's baking. And this you're going to be putting in 1/8 of a teaspoon of cloves, okay? And then I'm just going to stir it all together. And then I'm going to alternate with milk. And I'm using 1/3 cup of milk to do that. Okay, so I'm going to put the dry in with the wet. Right now, a little at a time. And then I'm also going to be putting a little bit of the milk in as well. And just alternate it, as you can see that I'm doing. And then a little bit more milk. I'm going to raise my speed. And I'm going to put the rest of the dry and the milk in. And then just beat that till it's smooth. Now you don't want to overbeat the cake because you don't want it to be heavy or dense, okay? I'm just going to bring up my speed a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to take my paddle out of here. There we go. And I'll just take off the excess. You hate to throw away the mixture by not getting it all in your recipe here. Okay. Alright, so we'll set that aside. And then we're just going to fold our nuts in. Now, I'm just again going to give it one good couple turns to make sure that it's nicely mixed. And there you can see the batter, how pretty it is. It has a great smell to it. And you're going to be putting in 1/2 cup of chopped nuts. Now, if you want to go ahead and use pecans or walnuts or whatever type of nut that you prefer, and then just fold the nuts in. Now, you can beat the nuts in if you want, but don't, beat them too much or on too high, because sometimes it just breaks them up a little bit more than you want them to, okay? Or leave the nuts out. If someone doesn't like nuts or they're allergic to them, well, just leave them out. Okay, we've got the 10-inch skillet, as I mentioned earlier, heavily greased, and I'm just going to pour my batter all into the 10-inch. And again, I like to get that all out and smooth the cake out as evenly as possible. Now you're going to bake this cake at 350 degrees, and it's going to take you anywhere from 40 to 45 minutes to bake up. And I would suggest to start checking your cake, at least I do, around 35, because as we do realize, all ovens set up so differently. And when it comes out of the oven, you will want to put it on a cooling rack for at least about 10 minutes. And that's when I start to make the topping for it. But anyway, it will look like this, of course, before it goes into the oven. Again, that 40 or 45 minutes. Now what I do is I go ahead and I take about a cup of butterscotch morsels, which I have here, and I put a tablespoon of solid shortening in a bowl in the microwave, and I melt it. And then once after about 10 minutes that the cake is cooled down sufficiently enough, then I actually cover the cake with the melted butterscotch. Okay, so I do have one to show you, but I want to rinse my hands quickly. And this is how it will bake up. Just a beautiful skillet cake. You can serve it in your pan or plate it on a dish as I have. You can see that beautiful butterscotch topping that I put on. Now it is going to dry hard, so you're going to have a hard frosting or topping, I should call it, on top of this cake. So let's cut into it so that you can see the cake itself, or at least I hope you can see the cake. Okay, and we're going to take a little piece out of here. And this is how it will turn out. You're going to see those beautiful nuts inside of it. It's going to be a very moist cake. It's about medium in texture as far as the crumb or the base of the cake, but it's still extremely light, very fragrant, just a great tasting cake. And with that butterscotch on the top, with the cinnamon and the spices, well, I'm telling you, it's a great tasting cake. Now, if you try this cake and you like it, leave a comment, because I always like to hear from you. And as always, I want to thank you for watching Diane Lovetobake. Please subscribe to my channel, and I want you to remind you to watch me on YouTube, because that's only where my videos are, on YouTube, for Diane Lovetobake. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.